Hello?
Hi, this is Mr. Lovell.
Yes, sir. Who is this?
This is Chief Deputy Brent, the Sheriff's Officer. And a message to give you a phone call back. It may have been resolved, but I guess I wanted to touch base and make sure your questions were answered.
So, my concern is, sir, is that I've been facing a charge for the last 2 years over the same incident, right?
Okay.
You guys sent a sheriff's out to my house last night at 11 o'clock, knowing full well that I did check in and register on October 28th, right? So I've been fighting the same case for 2 years, just like you guys did to me last night. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm so fucking upset that I just had a good fucking lawyer that just fucking bailed on me because I'm tired of the bullshit.
Okay.
The state's attorney knows Dawn lied on her fucking affidavit. They know I lived at the same fucking address. Here it is, 2 years later, you guys are still playing the same fucking games. Right? I'm checking in like I'm fucking supposed to, and your cops are fucking lying. And you think at some point someone would have been like, hey, we fucked up. We're sorry, man. We're sorry we took fucking 20 years off your fucking life because you were gang raped at fucking 10 years old. Are you aware that in the state of my offense, I'm not even required to register? You people have placed me through the fucking ringer for 20 fucking years. And I know it's not. I know it's not your fault, so I'm not trying to take it out on you personally. But what the honest fuck, man? People are lying and falsifying police statements to have people arrested and charged with crimes. What the fuck?
Yeah. Again, I don't know the full extent of your situation. Let me kind of explain our only involvement here. I think you've got a lot going on with this, and obviously I don't know the whole backstory. So we were just contacted by Detective Lampy from the police department. So I understand now after checking in this, it sounds like you did get things taken care of with the jail. That did not get relayed. The whole purpose of the check was not a get you in trouble deal. It was simply a courtesy to say, hey,
oh, I know.
File yet.
Yeah, see, I know that. Right. That's what the officer said, that it was just a courteous check. You know, if you didn't register, then hey, you need to go out there and fucking register, which is fine. I have no problem doing that if I didn't register. But you guys have done this to me 2 years ago saying I didn't register when I fucking did, and then you guys send a sheriff out to my house because you guys can't fucking communicate with the sex offender registry like you're supposed to. So how is it my fucking fault that none of you can do your fucking job, but you guys can sit here and fucking harass me for 2 fucking years, knowing full well that Don LeBlanc fucking lied, that you guys don't register sex offenders when they call. You guys do it at your earliest fucking convenience and then decide that, oh, well, since we messed up, we're just gonna, falsify that he didn't check in like he's supposed to. It's so glad I'm fucking recording all my fucking phone calls, man. I don't know what else to fucking do. What else am I supposed to do?
Well, in this case, there's nothing you have to do. It's all taken care of.
Well, no fucking shit. But the point 2 years ago, I'm still doing the same charges from 2 years ago. I'm fighting them for the exact same fucking reason. Right?
And I can't speak for that because I'm not involved in that case. I don't know anything about that or have anything to do with that.
Right, but you just took 2 hours before you can call me back, and you didn't do any fucking research about anything about my case. Now, I understand that you can look at my case and look at my whole background. I have never been charged with a sex offense in the state of Iowa. Why the fuck am I registering in the state of Iowa when at 13 years old I was convicted of, malicious acts against a minor because me and him were both being fucking gang raped? I completed my treatment. I was supposed to be taken off the fucking registry at 17 when I completed my treatment. You guys didn't fucking abide by the law, and for the last 20 years it's been nothing but fucking persecution. What am I supposed to fucking do when you guys lie?
Well, have you and I ever personally met?
Well, again, sir, no, I understand that we've never personally met, and you have to understand that, you have to understand that this has been ongoing for 20 years. It doesn't matter that I've never personally met you. It doesn't matter of any of that. These officers are falsifying information, and you guys are coming after me repeatedly for their false information. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?
as you're in compliance and.
But I'm still fighting a charge for 2 years ago about the same situation that we just happened last night. I'm fighting a charge from two.
You didn't get charged anything last night, did you?
Sir, it doesn't matter if I was charged or not. It's negligence, and we both know it. It's negligence. It's negligence on the sheriff's office. It's negligence on Marshalltown PD. It's fucking negligence. And I'm still going through a court case for 2 years ago for the same failure to register bullshit that they lied. So what part of negligence how far am I supposed to push this? Like, really? Because if you guys don't want to follow the law, then why should I follow the law? You know, I'm not trying to say I'm about to be violent. I don't want to be violent. If you look at my record, I have 20 years of not being violent against anybody, bro. I've never convicted of a crime against another human being as an adult. When am I allowed to defend myself? Since no one wants to play, hey, obviously we fucked up, but we're still going to put him through the court system for 2 years, and then all of a sudden, he didn't register again, but we'll send the sheriffs out there. But hey, he did register, so it's our bad, but fuck you. I can prove you guys are lying. This is the problem.
Let me ask you a question, if you would, please.
Yes, sir.
So is it your belief that we came out there last night knowing that you called in and registered? Is that what you think the issue is? I guess I'm not clear on that.
Sir, I understand that you guys are supposed to check in on sex offenders and stuff like that, but I was under the impression that the sheriff that talked to me last night said that I never checked in October. How is an officer, a sheriff, telling me I didn't check in October, and now you're sitting here telling me less than 10 hours later that I did check in October?
Because after we make...
Oh, so you guys falsified information to check on me, but if he would have just, did the same thing Detective Don LeBlanc did to me 2 years ago and lied on his affidavit saying I wasn't living at the house I was registered to, then I'd be facing the same fucking charges like I was since April 2020. This is the problem.
The problem is that on this case last night, I'm not going to get into debating your previous thing you're talking about.
No, that's fine. I understand that. I understand that. And you got to understand, man,
Can you give me a chance to explain
Yeah.
some of these things? I've been listening to you and giving you a chance to explain things. Now give me a chance to answer some of those questions for you. Okay? So the situation last night, independent of anything else, the whole purpose of that was they did not show a registry. So the purpose of that visit was to find out, is there something we missed?
Right.
Has it been an oversight? It was a courtesy visit to avoid a situation like you were talking about potentially that happened in the past. We don't want that any more than you want that. So the goal of that visit last night was to say, hey, we're not sure what's going on, but you check into this because right now we're not showing you the record.
So who took my registry on the 28th then?
It was in the jail staff, but it didn't get relayed into the registry book. So there's no question you gave that information. The problem was it didn't get put in the right place. So after you said that, and we do some checking, we can backtrack and figure that out.
So why can't these same...
It's not that anybody's right or wrong. It's a matter of making sure that everything's in order. That's all we care about.
But see, I'm facing charges from 2 years ago about the same situation, sir. It's negligence. You just admitted negligence on your guys' part, right? You openly fucking just admitted negligence. Because you guys didn't file paperwork right. You guys didn't do this. You guys didn't do that. I understand you guys are required to check on people. There are fucking horrible goddamn people in this fucking world. And I fucking know it. But to sit here and lie and play games is bullshit, man. And you and I both know it. You can't expect somebody to treat you like you're a fucking angel when you guys are lying. I know you don't have information about the case that happened in April of 2020, but that's the exact same reason why I have a case from April 2020. Is this the exact same reason? Someone is not doing their fucking job and I'm being punished for it. Why? It's been 2 years.
I don't have those answers to you. That's something to do with the court system and the prosecutors.
No, that's the sheriff's office. If it's the same situation that happened last night, because if I registered on the 27th of October, right, we're now what, November 9th? So this is the same outcome that happened 2 years ago. Every 2 years, you guys want to fabric. It doesn't matter if I was.
Last night?
It doesn't matter if I was arrested or not, sir. You already admitted it's
No, that's a
negligence.
different outcome.
It doesn't matter if it was a different outcome. It started the same way that someone didn't do their job. That's how they both started. 2 years ago.
The issue was resolved before it became an issue like last time, correct?
Then why wasn't the issue resolved 2 years ago?
Did the issue last night get resolved before it came to a point like it did 2 years ago?
I don't know. I'm talking to you now and you're telling me that you guys finally found my information, which is good. That's cool. But it didn't stop an officer from taking a complaint saying that I didn't register. How is he getting a complaint that I didn't register when I fucking registered? How does that happen?
I told you how that happened.
So this is a problem. You're admitting to negligence, but just because it didn't start a court case means that you're not at fault. You're still at fault, sir. There's no reason that my registered information should not have been updated on the 28th like it's supposed to be. Is there?
Yeah, it was an oversight.
It doesn't matter if it was an oversight or not. It's still negligence, bro. Straight up negligence. I've been living in this county for almost 10 years. It's negligence. This is not the first time the county's lied. You guys lied multiple times about this same process. This same process you guys have lied multiple times about. And you're sitting here telling me, well, just because you weren't arrested, well, just because, I didn't get arrested doesn't mean it's still not negligence. You're not going to explain to me why you guys can't fucking follow law, but sit here and can enforce laws, right? So no sex offender has appeared at your guys' jail in the last 2 years. Isn't that correct?
I'm sorry, what's your question? I don't understand your question. I guess I'm sorry. You have to clarify that.
I know it's not your fault, man. I'm not trying to take it out on you, but you have to understand my frustration.
But you are.
You're right, because you called me back because of your officer's negligence.
Well, I called you back as a courtesy, and then So, listen, as far as you and I both understand that the situation last night not lead to an arrest, the purpose of that was to prevent that from happening.
So why did Dawn LeBlanc lie on her affidavit 2 years ago?
I can't help you that. I don't have anything to do with that.
You guys never have anything to do with anything. You guys never have anything to do with me. That's why Mike Tupper come out to my house and fucking threaten me, telling me I was doing this, and that when I was just trying to get my fucking windows in my house fixed. You guys never take responsibility for your own actions, but you want to force laws and mandates on other people who are following the law. I want to know who initiated the complaint process that started this.
It's not a complaint. It's a compliance check.
It's not a compliance check. You've already admitted that you told me I didn't register in October, but then found my paperwork last night or this morning. It's negligence. There's no other word for it besides negligence. It's a derelict of duty. Like what? This is why cops get sued over and have such a hard time in the world, because I'm sitting here complaining, pouring my fucking heart out, and you're still giving excuses of why they came out. It doesn't bother me they came out. It bothers me that I wasn't registered when I called, which was on October 28th. It is now November, 8th, 9th?
9th.
And you guys were out here last night at 11 o'clock on the 8th telling me I didn't register for October when I did. And it took you guys 10 hours to call me back to say, oh, well, we found your paperwork. I don't understand why you guys can do this. If you can see...
Let me address just that small point there for you. The 10-hour thing, I was not working last night.
I know. I was just kind of giving the time from when the sheriff showed up at my house till
really
now.
Valid complaint, because obviously I had a message this morning to give you a call back, which I'm doing. So don't put that on me, as I'm not calling you back for 10 hours. You and I both know that's not the case.
I'm not saying that you didn't call me back for 10 hours. I'm saying it took you guys 10 hours to actually figure out that what I gave when I registered on the 28th was actually correct. It took you guys 10 hours to figure it out, but it took, again, you guys can spin it however you want. You guys didn't file my paperwork. You didn't file my paperwork like you were supposed to, which resulted in an officer showing up out here. It doesn't matter if you didn't arrest me or not. Negligence was already applied, right? Because when I called to register, you're supposed to register a complaint, or not a complaint, but a register when they called. Isn't that right?
It's when that compliance officer is available to enter the
Oh, so now you're openly admitting to not registering people when they actually call to register. It's at your earliest convenience, which just resulted in false information going out there saying that I failed to register for October. This is the problem, bro. You have no accountability for your own staff's actions. I'm sitting here trying to live my life after being gang raped at a fucking young age, right? I'm now 34 years old with no crimes against another human being on my record, but I had to move to Iowa to become a fucking felon. The state that has my charges doesn't require me to fucking register. Why? Because children aren't fucking sex offenders when they're gang raped. So when you fucking bring your punk ass bullshit up here telling me that, oh, well, just because you weren't arrested, well, it doesn't mean shit, bro. It's still negligence. You guys broke the law. You're not fucking registering people when they call and check in. You know it. I know it. To sit there and tell me that, well, just because you weren't arrested doesn't mean it's still not negligence is bullshit, man. You're not going to
Okay. Can I ask you a question? I'm giving you a lot of chance to talk to me.
I know.
You're really giving me a chance.
I know.
So let me just ask you a simple question on this. Do you feel that the best thing we have to do is falsely make things up, come knock on your door, and hassle you?
After the evidence of last night and what you've said to me as of this phone call, then yes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Because
well, I can assure you that we have plenty to do without making up fictitious things to hassle you about. The whole purpose of this visit last night was a courtesy to prevent you from getting in a situation of potentially getting charged.
Because your officers didn't register me when they were supposed to. It's not a courtesy when you cover up your negligence.
There's no covering anything up.
If you didn't register, if I was in compliance, bro, that's the problem. I was, and you guys still falsified it.
I said you are in compliance. That's the thing. I didn't say you weren't.
Right, but you guys still took the time to come out and investigate a non-compliance order, even though I was in compliance. This is why I'm facing charges from 2 years ago, man.
And again, I have nothing to do with that. That's an issue of the police department. I cannot have. I don't work for them. You understand? We're two completely different agencies.
I know that, man.
Nothing to do with that.
I know that.
But you keep saying you guys and lumping me in that you guys.
Do you work for the Department of Justice?
No, I work for the Marshall County Sheriff's Office.
Right, but do you work for the Department of Justice? Yes or no? No. So are you not law enforcement?
We're state peace officers.
So you're a state peace officer. Do you collect taxpayer money?
Yes, we do.
Right. So you guys aren't held accountable for your own actions, but you want to sit here and give me excuses of why you want to conduct false business. Right? This isn't some fucking cherry picking game, bro. I didn't ask for this. You guys brought this to my door. I didn't come to you. You came to me. All I'm asking for is a little accountability. And it doesn't matter. We've been on this phone call for what? 18 minutes now? And I've already proven that you've shown that you're negligent. You don't want to, have any accountability for your own actions or your staff or any staff's actions. You want to sit here and tell me, well, just because you weren't arrested. Well, if I pull up to your house and put a gun to your head, does that mean, whatever? Because if I don't blow your brains out, then I don't blow your brains out. Then it didn't happen, right? And see, I shouldn't have to listen, but you're right. It's fucking bullshit is what it is. Because the Second Amendment allows me to fight back against tyranny. And this is bullshit. You guys literally are falsifying information to file charges on people. You admitted that openly twice.
No, I have nothing to do with filing any charges. There were no charges filed. I'm not sure why you keep saying there was and there's not. So let me ask you this. In a hypothetical, what you feel you were wrong last night? In a hypothetical, what is the way to make this situation right?
Sir, it's not that I felt wronged. I felt betrayed. Right.
So now. What are you expecting from the sheriff's office in this situation right
If
now?
I was in your shoes right now, as a supervisor, I would have showed up at a man's doorstep and apologized to why his fucking officers can't follow the law, why their officers can't fill out paperwork as they're supposed to, instead of sitting there saying, well, just because you weren't fucking arrested doesn't mean shit. It's still a violation of civil rights. I've been fighting the same case, just happened last night. The same case that went through the same process that's starting on this one 2 years ago, and I'm still fighting that case. Because, see, Dawn lied on her affidavit because she didn't come out here and check on me like she was supposed to. She just lied on her affidavit saying that the only address they had was the halfway house, which is a fucking lie. I haven't been at the halfway house since 2013. But
Yeah.
listen, man, I can tell you right now, if you look at my case and just look at it, just really look at it. Don't be a fucking piece of shit cop. Be a human being. If you had a son that was raped at 6 years old, is he a sex offender? If you have a son that is 10 years old and who's being gang raped, and it also has another child in the situation, is that 10-year-old a sex offender? Right? So when all this came to light, Colorado determined that, well, since you were put in a position where you're groomed for multiple years, we're just going to have you do treatment. Cool? Cool. So at 14, I'm starting sex offender treatment, even though I'm a victim of fucking rape. So we fast forward probably 6 months. My mom has family in Iowa, so we moved to Iowa because my grandma was going through some problems with her heart and started her dementia. You know, just the old people stuff. I mean, I'm not trying to.
Right, yeah.
I finished treatment in Iowa. No one says I can. If you look on my record, it doesn't even say I finished treatment, man. Because no one wants to take responsibility for doing what they're supposed to do. And for the last 20 years, I've been dealing with the same shit. I am 34. It took me moving to Iowa to become a felon. It took me to moving to Iowa to lose my driver's license. It took moving me to Iowa to lose my life. As a citizen of America, I don't have any constitutional rights. Because apparently it's acceptable to fucking lie and play games with Ryan Lovell's fucking life, because God forbid if he was fucking raped. Now, how would you feel if that happened to your child? It's not fucking cool, man. You can sit here and say, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, but you weren't charged with the crime. 2 years ago, I was charged with a crime because of the situation that's going on right now. Just like right now. 2 years ago, I wasn't registered when I called in. Dawn lied on her affidavit because, just like that officer that came out here to check on me last night, she didn't check on me. She just falsified her affidavit and submitted a warrant for my arrest. I've been fighting that case for 2 years. 2 fucking years. And in that time, the fucking probation has sent me letters saying that they don't know where I fucking live, saying I'm not checking in, but I'm checking in. I have lawyers sending mail to not even my own fucking address. And then I have this on top of everything else. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to fucking do, bro? Because I can be a criminal. I don't need your fucking permission to be a criminal. No one needs a permission to be a criminal. But I'm not a criminal. 20 years of non-victimization of anybody. And what am I supposed to do? I've tried talking to you people. You people don't want to fucking listen. It's okay to say, well, just because you weren't arrested, that means our negligence doesn't count. It still fucking counts.
If you feel that you were wronged, you have every right to file a lawsuit.
I got every right to go get a gun and fucking practice the Second Amendment. Second Amendment goes against tyranny, my good man. I don't need a lawyer. I've had lawyers. None of you guys want... Listen. How many people do you think want to be an advocate for sex offenders? How many people want to be an advocate for pedophiles? If what I'm telling you is true about my life, do you think I want to be a fucking advocate for pedophiles? Because when I do sue you guys and win, Do you honestly fucking think I want to be a fucking advocate? No. But you're going to make me an advocate because you guys don't want to fucking do anything. That's what's going to happen. You're going to make me an advocate for fucking child molesters. And you can't tell me you're not. I don't want to be a fucking advocate for a fucking child molester. I've been raped, bro. I've been in that situation. I don't want to be a fucking advocate. That's why you guys haven't been sued yet. I've been trying to fucking deal with this shit without going public. As of now, I'm going public. I don't know what else to do. You people don't want to follow the law, but expect me to follow the law. Well, the Second Amendment of the Constitution says I have the right to defend myself against tyranny. Period. It doesn't say, well, just because it didn't happen, it didn't happen. That's not what it says. Look up tyranny, what the word fucking tyranny means. You guys are lying repeatedly. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm not violent. I can talk all this shit all I want, but my record speaks for its fucking self. After 20 years of not hurting any living soul, then I'm not violent. You can't tell anybody that I'm violent just because I run my fucking mouth. I want to be free, bro. I don't want to have to look over my shoulder. I don't want to be a piece of shit who doesn't have a fucking job because lying bastards like yourself who work for the fucking Department of Justice want to fucking fabricate evidence just so they can exploit me financially. Because I went from sexually abused to financially abused before I even turned 18. I went from one abusive systematic shit to another. And you guys want to sit here and say, well, just because there was no charges, there was charges for the same thing 2 years ago that I'm dealing with. 2 years ago, you're charging me for the same thing that happened last night. What am I supposed to do, man? I can't get a fucking job because you people ruined my life. What am I supposed to fucking do?
Well, I don't have all those answers for you, unfortunately. I guess I don't have a crystal ball in those situations, but as far as last night, that issue's resolved. Unless something new comes to light other than what you and I have talked about already, that issue's resolved as far as it can be. You are in compliance at this time, so you got nothing to worry about as far as picking up a charge based on this check last night. So moving forward, we'll try and review our policy procedure as far as
Look, man.
the registry entry to prevent something like this happening in the future. But the full purpose of it, which you may not see as a success, was to prevent an arrest warrant being issued.
Right. I know that.
Verifying compliance, which was done. That's the whole purpose of it. Our goal is not to jam people up, not to make your life more difficult.
You guys have been doing that for 2 years, though, right? Like I said, man, this situation happened 2 years ago, and I'm still fighting that case. Like
I told you, I have nothing to do with that case.
It doesn't matter if you have anything to do with it or not, man. You're still law enforcement. Law enforcement can't break the law. You fucking got...
Am I breaking a law? Am I personally lying to you today?
Have you arrested Dawn LeBlanc for lying on her affidavit? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Have you arrested Kiko for threatening me with a habitual offender when she knows I'm a victim of rape? When she knows I did register? That female district attorney here in Marshalltown.
You're asking if I'd arrest her? The answer is no.
No. Right. How many police officers have you arrested in your career, sir?
It doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, though.
We're talking about police corruption and lying. So, yes, it has everything to do with it. How many police officers have you arrested in your career?
None.
And see, that's exactly why the United States citizens no longer trust police. I'm telling you actual crimes that are being committed. And you don't care because I wasn't charged with a crime. So that doesn't mean you have to do anything.
I do care what you have to say. I've obviously dedicated a half hour of my morning to hear what you have to say.
And believe it or not, I'm really not trying to be angry with you. Like, I understand I'm coming off super fucking angry. But you have to understand, I'm 34 years old who's a sex offender for being gang raped. And you want to think that I don't have a right to be angry? Just like,
Anger shouldn't be with me. I have no part in it.
you know, I understand you didn't have a part in it, but I'm coming at you with real facts. And the fact that you just want to sit here and give excuses of why your officers failed to update my information when I called just shows that you're trying to cover up information. You guys knew I called. You might have not have known at the time when you guys came out to my house, and it doesn't bother me that you came out to my house. It's the fact that I have a police telling me that I did something or didn't do something that I knowingly did. That's how false all that shit comes about, though. It's false affidavits, cops lying, cops covering their own asses, cops never arrest other cops. But you guys can sure as shit take taxpayer-funded money. But you want to sit here and persecute me for the last 20 fucking years? That doesn't make any sense, man. If you were really here to help and serve the public, you would take all my information down and look and see why I haven't been removed from the registry. And why fucking 2 years ago, Don LeBlanc was why she lied on all this information. And why I'm still going through court for the same thing that happened last night. Yeah. You know, at some point, we're going to fight back. You know that, right? Because we see cops executing citizens on TV that don't have weapons. We see you guys planting evidence. There's TV shows dedicated to overturning convictions of false convictions. DNA evidence, don't lie, but yeah, here we are overturning thousands upon thousands upon thousands of cases because you people lie. You know, I'm not saying all cops are bad, but I've never met a fucking good cop. And you telling me that you're not being negligent because someone didn't fill out my paperwork on the 28th like they were supposed to? That just tells me right there that you're a bad cop. And that's not personal, but that's just how the jury's going to see it too, because this video is going to go to the jury. It doesn't matter what you say. You guys falsified evidence. You guys refused to correct your mistakes. And then when I come at you with real evidence that you guys lied, you guys want to sit there and be like, oh, it's no big deal. Our bad. It's kind of funny that you guys can get $100,000 a year from us, but can't seem to do anything that's worthwhile. I don't understand. What am I supposed...
Sorry that you feel that way, Mr. Lovell, but obviously this conversation's kind of diverged off into a different course than where it should be going, away from the topic of your situation. So, with that being said, obviously, we're at a point where we have to agree to disagree on some of the points. If there's a future issue, we'll address that as they come up, if they do. Otherwise, hopefully everything's resolved now, and moving forward, things will work out better, okay?
Before we disconnect, can I get your name and badge number, please?
Chief Deputy Ben Beren, my badge number is 64-2.
And again, I know I'm angry. And I know I just probably said, you know, it's probably some fucking real dumb shit. But I just want to be free, man. I'm scared to leave my fucking house because you guys falsify information. Repeatedly. And if you can't see that I'm trying to reach out before I fucking do something stupid, what... You know... Thank you for resolving the issue that happened last night. As a professional...
Right, well,
as a professional...
If there's something we can help you out in the future, let us know, okay?
As a professional courtesy, I'd just like you to stay safe out in the world. You know, whatever, COVID.
I appreciate that.
COVID, whatever. I don't have any ill intent, nothing like that, man. Like, I'm just fed up with you guys lying. Like, straight up.
Okay.
So, have a good
I
day.
understand what you're saying.
Have a good day, be safe, blah, blah, blah.
Thank you.
Hope I never have to
Yeah,
talk
good
to
one.
you again, so...